Hello. Howdy hey ho. My name is Josh Foreman. I'm about to make some stuff. It's usually what I do here. Hope you're okay with that. Today we've got a different thing than I often do. I've been working on this character. He's called the Foreman. Let's see if I can get him so that I can make out some of the details there. So this is a guy that's based on, his look is like a collectible vinyl figure kind of character, but he's from a video game. A video game that I work on called Blanco's Block Party. And one of my duties at Blanco's Block Party is being in charge of the build mode, where you can build all sorts of fun levels to play with your friends. And so, because there's a character called the Foreman that semi-represents me in the game, I thought it'd be fun to have a little backdrop of the Foreman behind me for my streams. So I 3D printed a couple different sizes of him. So I've got the itty bitty version, and the medium, and then the plus size. Right now they're funny colors because I'm in the middle of painting them. You can see I've got rubber masking over areas that I've painted, and then I paint the next part, rubber mask over that, etc., etc. So I'm kind of like in a state where I can only do like one little step per day on this because I need to wait for the paint to dry really thoroughly before I do the next step. So in the meantime, I thought it'd be fun to give him a little stage to stand on that looks like the props that are in the game. Again, with that kind of vinyl toy aesthetic. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna make a little mountain. And I already made a mock-up here, as you can see. Just to get a sense for the scale and stuff, like what feels right for this little stage that he's gonna be on. And then this morning I just went into the game and I threw together these props to make this stage. And one of the things in particular this is doing is it's making an M shape, which is the logo for Mythical, the company that I work at, that makes Blanco's Block Party. So, right, I've got some foam, and I'm gonna try reproducing these like interesting faceted toy-like forms and see how it goes. That's what I'm gonna do. You can see above me right now, like I dabble in cartoony aesthetic from time to time. I usually do more realistic stuff like this, or realistic fantasy. You know, I don't think I've ever seen one of these in real life, but anyway, I've never gone so cartoony as this. So I'm kind of learning as I go. And I think the first thing I want to do is make the little platform ground that he's going to stand on. Actually, you know what? Step 0, let's move these guys out of the way so I don't accidentally knock them off. I literally have been spending the last 6 weeks, you know, not 8 hours a day, but 6 weeks of my garage time sanding, priming, and then doing a little more sanding and then a little more priming. And then after that I did more sanding, priming. So, yeah, I don't want to lose that work yet again. I got a video coming out December 1st that will go through the whole process. I did so much sanding, in fact, that I had my in-house musician, aka my son, make a song about sanding, which will be played throughout the video because it's just going to be appropriate. Okay, so where can I put these? I'm going to put these here, where I will promptly forget that they ever existed. All right. Another thing I think I'm going to do, so in my props here, what I did was, let's see, from a top view, this little kind of rocky platform thing is round. And then I kind of wrapped the mountains around, but then I ended up shoving it back in so that it ends up being more like this. So you've got a mountain, and then the mountain goes up again here. And so this section here is not actually fully round, or if it is, it goes back into the mountains behind it. And so I'm trying to decide, do I want to cut that more oval-ish shape, or do I want to just do it round and then set the mountains on top? Because either way, we're going to have this difficult line to, you know, fit perfectly together there. It's probably easiest to do the round and set the mountains on top, I think. Just because then it's like a more stable platform I can move around easily as well. So. And then, do I want to make, you know what, I'm going to build it off of a circle, because if I try to do like a cartoony circle, it ends up being actually not circular enough. So let's just start with something like this. Okay. That should be fun. Is this going to be easier to do with a knife or with a wire cut? You know what? I think a wire cutter might actually go faster in this case. Seems like whichever option I choose, halfway through I'm always like, man, it would have been so much faster to have done the other one. You know what actually just occurred to me now as I'm cutting this out is that this would probably be better to do with thinner pieces stacked up because of the because it's got kind of that tiered thing going on. Yeah, because otherwise then I have to like cut down and then out and then down and then out. I'm trying to think if do I have thinner foam? I think I do. Out there, give me 34 seconds starting now. Okay, stop counting. I'm technically back. Huh. Okay, so I could not find a white pin. Look at that. There's white pin right over there. Oh my goodness. Okay. This will be better. However, it's such a large piece that I need to cut it down. It's also spent a little bit of time outside. Let's circle guy. Kind of say we're going to have a biggish circle. Then, let's see, I want to put it over here. I want to avoid that line, so I'll go with this. And I may just do 2 tiers of this rather than 3. Because I want to also put like lettering in there. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that off exactly. Oh, you know what? I just had a thought. What I could do is use the blue as the base and then just stack one of these on for the like. Or I suppose I could cut both of these and, you know what, I'm gonna stop talking and just do some stuff and see what happens. Alright. While I'm knifing things, I'll go ahead and see if this will be easier to do. Knife style. So, I believe I have sound suppression on, so when that loud, sudden, sharp crack happened, it shouldn't have blown your eardrums out. If it did, please let me know so I can adjust that. forgot I need to be recording some of this for another video specifically about this. So we're gonna do. I'm just thinking, so like, I'm pretty happy with it. It's about being 1.5 times taller than the head in the background. But then the question is, when it comes to the full-size one, what does that actually end up equaling? And I think I could do all sorts of fancy measuring and stuff to figure that out, or I could just get it roughed in and stick the figure there and put it where it feels right. And if there's an option that doesn't involve measuring, that's the option for me. Didn't destroy your ears. Very glad to hear that. Okay, so I now have 3 tiers. That is screen accurate. And I'm trying to think how to do the thing that I want with it, which I really don't want it to be super duper tall because it's already going to be on a shelf behind me that's like almost at shoulder level, and so if it goes up too high, you won't be able to see the top of his head and stuff. So I wonder if just those 2. Well, obviously this is the lowest version, right? But it's also the version that's going to be the hardest to put like a little nameplate, you know, that says the Foreman down there. I could do something like this, where it's a little offset, although that kind of minimizes the distance that the name could be. Maybe I don't need to worry about putting the name down there. Okay, I'm just going to do some hacking. I'm going to F around and find out. In the immortal words of Obi-Wan Kenobi when faced with the angry bar patron, F around and find out, my friend. For keeping it effing family friendly here, you guys. F-bomb alert. So I'm not like super hung up on making sure I get any of the angles or whatever accurate. I'm just trying to evoke this vinyl toy aesthetic here, which means, I think it means tending to keep as many of the lines on a similar angle as possible. It's the general impression I have. and also just having really smooth, roundy corners. And that'll come down to sanding, I believe. So, I think it clogs up that sanding sponge real fast. Let me see if I have a thicker, coarser. I've got a belt that's really coarse. That's not really more coarse. Cut my belt up. I don't know, maybe I don't need to. Maybe I can just use this belt as is. Trying to think if I've ever tried to create a prop. You know, I made these props in Blender and then exported them to our game engine. And I'm trying to think if I've ever made a thing in CG that I then tried to reproduce in the real world. It might be the first time. Where's my blower at? There it is. I should not have worn my indoor pants out here for this part. I didn't think I was going to be doing sanding yet, but I do kind of just need to establish how it's going to work for at least one piece first.
Today a holiday?
Yeah, technically it's Veterans Day, I believe. Oh, hey, there's thick sandpaper.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hot wire cuts, pretty smooth. Yeah, that's what I did originally to get these angles. But it still leaves these like little ripples in there. And I'm gonna go in and refine this a lot more with finer sandpaper. So. So I'm trying to think, like, compositionally speaking, where do I want him standing on here? Oh, these paints just want to... Darn it. It's fine. I'm just going to keep them pretty much facing straight. I like these facets the best for this part. Hey, several Mato. So essentially, if that's where it's gonna sit, you know what? Let me make this a little easier. So I want to have a little bit of a step up. I marked this line here essentially so that I won't like cut right up to it. I want to leave a little bit of edge there to get that stepped look. Okay, and then because I'm going to be putting mountains back here that are probably going to cut part of this off. Let's see where I would be comfortable doing that. Set him up. Like I kind of like the idea of his toes extending out a little bit because he's got really cool treads on his boots. Yeah. I worked on making sure those textures were all nice and everything, so see that? I'm going to show some of that off. So basically on a little bit of distance between the back of his head and where the M-shaped mountain range is behind him. Really, this would go probably more straight down, I guess. I should have done that first, because actually having these facets here is going to make it more difficult to match the rock to that shape. That's all right. So this can go just like pretty much straight down. If I had my table cutter, it'd be better. But again, we're just going to use a lot of filling and sanding anyway, so. One thing this is actually making me think, because this platform is now fairly manageable at this point, I could do a third little tier just manually cutting into it. Like I could, you know, again, kind of pushed up against there, but maybe even more. Okay, so basically it's just connect the lines all the way around. Or no, I'm sorry. I need to go straight in first, in which case this is probably a better option. Pop off, yep. And I can... I also don't know where my sanding block is. I've got these block-shaped sanding sponges, but it's not nearly as effective. Here? Yes. Got enough room behind that. Yeah. I'm digging that. Okay. I'm not going to do any more refinement until I make sure I have all the shapes and proportions blocked out in a way that I'm happy with. To that end, got these guys. So I was kind of using this as a background just to hold up my quote-unquote grassy hill on my old backdrop, but I can deconstruct it and repurpose it now. Actually, no, that doesn't. I don't need to worry about that. Let me just break this apart real quick. In theory, real quick in quotes. Wow. Not sure what I glued this down with, but it was very effective. those skewers as well. Immortal glue, yes. I mean, most likely, I would say it was probably hot glue. That's what I use 90% of the time. I did some experiments with the Gorilla Glue as well. But I don't think on this one. That's what my back sounds like when I get out of bed. There we go. Nice sound that is. It'd be cool to set your phone text alert or whatever to that sound. Just like standing in line at the grocery store and this starts going off. How cool would that be? You're at a funeral and you forgot to turn your phone off. Okay, hooray for repurposing stuff. So, we want to make some of these kind of shapes. So I think I'll just start with like the basic, you know, sort of plenty looking thing. And then, boy, the more I think about it, it's like, if I just make that basic shape, having like thin, like 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch strips that I can cut at different angles and just kind of glue on in different ways, that might be the best way to approach this. We're about to find out. Actually, this might work really well for the two, so I need a tall piece and a slightly less tall piece. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to actually measure. Hold on. Okay, that's our overall length on this. About 34 inches. So half of 34 is 16, 17, I think. So I want to do a couple inches under that. I don't know if this is actually better or worse than just eyeballing it, but since I'm just picking these numbers somewhat arbitrarily, that feels... Well, let me look at the logo real quick. I believe I have it loaded up. If you go to Mythical... Nope, that's not it. Where'd it go? Mythical Games. There is a, like, that's the pristine version of the logo. So I want to get close to that, just, you know, with like more organic rocks. So yeah, they're not actually that different in size. It's like 10% lower on the other side. So 17 is the middle. Let's try more like this. Yeah, that feels about right. But I probably want to use the flat side. These. This edge would end up being over here. This might be taller than I actually need them. Wow. I think that's pretty good. By the time I end up like shaping these, they're gonna probably lose a little bit of height. But I'm pretty happy with that, proportionately speaking. This is where it would be really handy to have my table cutter. I'm trying to think if there's a way to do that manually. I could run it through my table saw. That would be super obnoxious. How do I do this? I just had a thought. I think I may actually know where my other table thing is. It just occurred to me. Okay. I'm going to need at least 38 seconds. Starting now. actually just work. This table is, it's really nice that it's large, but sometimes you don't want a large one, which is why I have a smaller one. That one, alas, needs some repair work. What's going on? Why is it so unstable? I don't think it actually matters, but it's weird. Okay, so I don't. Let's see. I need to run this through like so to get a nice even cut. But since I don't really have a flat edge to work off of, ideally I would have a sled that I could just slide this along. I'm trying to think if I can use anything else as anything to use this. Because it's not going to give me sled power. Let's see if I have it this way. No, that doesn't help either. Okay. Well, either way, even eyeballing it is going to get me a heck of a lot closer. That's what I'm going for. Oh, right. I could just mark a line and follow that line, more or less. That one. This one's already got a line. Naturally, I put the line on the side. Okay. New line time. Not New Line Cinemas, just New Line. Stand up straight? Yes. Hooray for standing up straight. go. Now, how do I get this thing out of the way while I don't need it? That counts as out of the way enough. Angle approximately I think these are actually a little too wide. Is what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. And I think they're the same width, so I can just cut them both down to something closer to what I want. And I believe these ones.
People in this neighborhood choose the most ironic time to do yard work. Like a couple days ago, when during there was a big windstorm, and the guy's freaking using a leaf blower.
Yeah.
And now there's a neighbor using a pressure washer. Like a water thing, and I'm like, it's frickin' raining. So garbage.
So if I'm gonna be cutting a side off, I want to cut the side off that has these edges, just so I have more. I don't want to carve myself into a corner, as it were. Along this side. Where'd my little slidey slide go? There it is. Slice it this way. About an inch off. Smooth that out. Yes. Okay, yeah, that feels like you have the space that I need to do the thing. Basically, down. Oh my gosh, I didn't even have my lens fully zoomed out. And all this camera messing work for no reason. And then looking at the logo again, it looks like this meets about halfway down. So whatever this angle is needs to make sure it's wondering if I just like cut a straight line down like that. Also down like that. That get me the perfect sliver that I need. And likewise, this one's going to be tougher. Roughly where I'm wanting to be. You can more or less see that M logo in there. I'm trying to think, do I want to glue these? Well, I know I don't want to glue them into this surface. And I'm thinking it might actually be really trying to decide, do I want to do the whole M together and then attach it to the surface, or do I want to do one section together, put those together? That's usually, I usually don't regret starting out modular. You know, there's there's a little downside to that, so I'm gonna start with that. Okay, and then, now that I have my table thing out, I think it should be pretty easy to make some nice kind of shallow plates. I don't know what better way to describe it to put on there. Straight out of these extra boys. I'll start with probably 1/4 inch, and then I may use a couple 1/8 inches. Well, no, I take that back. I'm going to start at 1/2 inches. Oops. Don't worry, weevils wobble, but they don't fall down. Feel like I can use a couple more of these. Doing a little bit lower and slower heat setting here to get a smoother line. Figure I may have a little less cleanup to do that way. I should also have a hot glue gun working somewhere. Where are my hot glue guns at? Just using them semi-recently, which I would think would mean it'd be just like right around here, in this general area. Not like I'm a notorious putter-awayer, as you may have surmised. Alright, pretty good at it. Okay, I see one hiding back there. A little one. But where my big one at? Well, put this in. Go on a very brief quest to find my, I know I have like 10 others, so one second. Minor side quest accomplished. Reaper John, welcome. Okay. So we got all our, well, we've got some of our, possibly all of our pieces that we're going to need, in theory. You know how theories work. Fine. actually just start gluing some of these guys on. Cut them to some kind of shape that is reminiscent of shapes on here. So it's kind of like upside down U's, more or less, seems to be the general trend. One thing I'm thinking is that it would be good to have, you know, a couple different levels of it, like, you know, one layer here, another layer here, and then kind of a smaller swatter one, you know, down like so. If I had, yeah, I really want thinner ones up here near the top. Cut one of these into a 1/4 inch, or a 1/4 inch, because these are 1/2 inches. Going to be a little I gotta clean this place up, but I'm so done to be, or so done, so close to being done with the other project, at which point it'll make sense to move all this stuff off. It doesn't make sense to clear it all off because I just would need to bring it back out again so soon. Oh, you know what I just thought of? Why did I not think of this before? Since I've got this set here, I can literally cut right into this one to get another layer in there. I'm trying to think if there's a good way. It's too tall to do it that way. Okay. Pull these. Thinner as well. Please don't burn my little thingies. So far, all little thingies remain unburnt. Congratulations are in order. Okay. So, I feel like with all of these pieces, now we have everything we're possibly ever gonna need. I might as well just throw this hot wire table away because I'm never gonna use it for the rest of my life. So this is the shorter one, yeah, okay. Ye old memory card, S-Full. What? All I got down here is 32 gigs. Why do I do this to myself? Thank you for those congrats. Honey. I've got the essential shape that I want, and I'm ready to start slathering on bits of other rock. Actually, probably let's get this glued into place first. And I can use this to reinforce that back there. One of the tricky things is that I'm kind of wanting to curve this a little bit, which means, what does that mean? I could cut it all down at an angle like that. That seems tricky. Bending them like that is probably the way to go, which means that I can maintain kind of a flat surface that's just going to like end as it hits that piece. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Now, is it a good thought? Is it a right thought? Probably not. feel like it would be interesting to wrap this around like so. And I like that. Do I have a thinner bit I could use for that? Make a thinner bit. As Thomas Jefferson once said, if you don't have a thinner bit, make a thinner bit. Thinner bit acquired. Now on this lower one, I'm happy to start getting, oh, you know what? I wonder if I need to continue this part out. Yeah, I feel like I do. Whatever we have down here, it needs to go all the way across, I feel like. Then, it could be useful to have a spacer to essentially keep everything more or less on the same elevation. Oh, look at that, we're at our time. Quindy John, I've got another, like, I don't know, hour I could spend on this. It's up to you guys. If you want to bounce to someone else, feel free to do so. Just let me know. I'm just going to keep going. Keep going on my channel if you guys need to mosey on out of here. Right error. What? Are you kidding me? Why so many problems? Oh, did I actually have it just jammed in the camera wrong? All right, there's not another Reaper show coming right up. Cool deal. Just gonna keep going. What am I doing here? Oh, right. Okay, so I'm trying to keep this somewhat at the same. Another guy here. Okay, I think we'll do pretty much the same thing on this side. That's weird. What happened to my beautiful tension? Tension is gone. Is it because this is down? No? Huh. Let's get more tension. I need to tighten this guy. Don't know why I did not print the logo. That would have made my life easier. I keep having to bounce back and forth to the website. Go a little more like that. For those of you who don't know, holding canned air upside down blasts like super cold air, which if you want your hot glue to dry quickly, to cool quickly, it's a good way to do it. Except for the smell and the taste. You don't want to smell or taste that. It's pretty awful. And one thing I'm thinking is that I did want to do some light effects on here and putting, let's see, where's my pen? There's my pen. So like putting a cutout, you know, mythical up the side that the lights could shine out of would be pretty cool. So to do that, I might want to like cut away this area so that I can put the LEDs in there and then, you know, recover that up with whatever, you know, the sheet, and then I'll have a much easier time cutting that out. But I'm trying to think the best way to actually that in. Like, I guess I could literally just cut it all the way down to the back, right? Because there's no, and then I could have basically a panel on the front and the back. Yeah, let's do that. until I have all my specialty tables set up and I could just go to the wire cutting table with this. Well, I guess I do have that over there. It's just covered in other garbage right now. Let's see, what do we want? About this far. Oh, what am I? Oh, must be hitting the stick in here. Dang it. Let's go around it. Circumnavigate the stick. The immortal words of Billie Jean. Billy Joel? Billie Jean is not my lover. Billy Joel is who I was thinking of. Sometimes you just gotta circumnavigate the stick. That was from Billy Joel's hit single, Sometimes You Just Gotta Circumnavigate the Stick. Came out in 1984. Topped the charts for 3 months straight. May through August. I'm bad at counting, in case you're wondering. And then I could turn this into some nice thin strippy strips. I can neither confirm nor deny that Billy Joel is my lover. And you know, if that additive that they put in canned air keeps you from huffing it, I just gotta say, you're a coward. You can push through it. So when I'm done with these strips, then I'm going to go ahead and throw this table away because I'm never going to need it again. Positive. At least that's the way I feel after I've huffed a can of... What is that? Is it Freon? What is in here? Let's see. Do not shake! Do not shake! What do I do? What do I do? Oh, do not shake. Never mind. We're doing all right. Inhalation. Immediately move to fresh air. Okay, so basically they're saying when you huff it, do it outside. And when you spray it in your eyes, immediately flush with water. And when you spray it on your skin, immediately wash with warm water. Treat for frostbite if necessary. Oh yeah, but I was going to see what this stuff actually is. It's compressed gas. I mean, great. I hear there are more than one kinds of gas in the world. What does it say? This product contains a bittering agent to help discourage inhalant abuse. Bittering agent. Huh. Misuse and abuse of this product by deliberately concentrating and inhaling the chemical contents presents a serious health hazard and can result in fatality. So it'll help you win when you're playing Mortal Kombat. Basically, probably everyone who wins Mortal Kombat tournaments, it's because they're huffing this stuff in the fresh air. It just occurred to me I could have turned the temperature up and been done with this in half the time. I was too busy being curious about how to win Mortal Kombat tournaments. Alright. Stupid stick. Who asked you to be there anyway? I got some stick clippers around here somewhere. Where are my stick clippers at? So I had to use them to cut that, yeah? You know what, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna let this derail me. Not today, Satan. Better to go, well, I don't want to have like a million layers going down, so I think I'll cut it off with this, this will work, okay. Oh, I could also use this on the back to give myself a little bit of a little more stability. 1 minute for a bio break. BRB. Okay, did everyone go potty? We good now? We good? We don't have to make any more stops? I swear I'll turn this stream around. We're going straight home. I wonder if I could get away with having only one like flat surface here for the mythical logo as opposed to having it need to be staggered. I don't know which is cooler. Seems like it will be easier to implement if it's just one layer, because like that I could literally just like cut out of a sheet of styrene or something, so it's like super clean and pristine. So I'll see if I can find a way to accomplish that. I think that would mean I need like a tall, I don't know if I have any pieces that are tall and wide enough at this point. This one's close. I suppose I could just put two together. There's no law that says that I can't. Just a little more cleanup of the seams. Honestly, the only way someone could stop me from doing this is if they challenged me to Mortal Kombat. And as we've already established, because I've been huffing so much of this canned air, I have all the fatalities that I need. So if I do this, maybe what I want to do is just say we're going to have it like that. Either way, I would be cutting out yet another like window essentially. And then putting the, like a sheet that I'll print out the logo and then like just hand cut it out. Because, like a scrub, I don't have a Cricut, alright? I know, you're all making fun of me right now for not having a Cricut. But, not all of us are trust fund kids, alright? So maybe I just do this. Leave that box there, and then the only issue is integrating it into the topology of the rest of the thing. This. And then have whatever else sticking out that far. And that sheet goes over. So I'm not positive that this is going to work, but the nice thing about foam is that, you know, it's super easy to go back and edit later if it's not doing what you hoped. Good enough, good enough. I'm going to want to plug this into the back. So I need a place to feed the LEDs through. Pop that out there. Then I'm thinking, gosh, whatever has the logo on it should kind of naturally, I don't know, like maybe sticks out. Am I out of wide, thick pieces again? Slice of this. I think I have this, like, this is from a different project, but I think if I cut a thin strip of it off, it's not gonna ruin the other project. I say that now. In a vain hope, really. No! My workspace is getting crazier and crazier. Should we do maybe we just we do a 1/2 inch. No, I'm not. What am I thinking? I definitely want a 1/4 inch still. So what I'm hoping to accomplish here is to have plenty of foam to do both a, let's see, so we're going to be building, stair-stepping, so this piece, right, stair-steps very much up, up, up. This piece I want to stair-step more like diagonal, but mostly right to left, so that this final piece can be wonder. Making me think that maybe what I need to do is like stack up this front part more. Yes, that's okay. I think that's kind of what's throwing me off here. about even. Let's see, what's the way to make this even? Can I run it through wire cutter? No, none of these sides are really even. Guess I could sand it down? Question mark? I think I'll worry about that in a minute. Let me finish what going on here. Definitely needs something like this. I also feel like I guess that's not bad. There's some overhang here, but again, I can fill that in just fine. Sanity check the body proportions. Yeah, that seems pretty cool to me. So if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna I wonder if actually that might actually be better to cut the platform down, and then these can just sit flat. That would be nice. Yeah, that would mean cutting this little extra tail off, which I'm happy to do. Clara Elven Blood. Hi everyone. Welcome. So for people who are curious what the heck is going on here, I'm building a kind of a terrain diorama thing, a piece of let's see how to describe. Here we go. Okay, So here's the train that I'm wanting to build, and you can see this is from a video game. This video game has a character in it, which is this character, which I've 3D printed, and I'm in the process of painting and stuff. This is one of the 3D prints, and this character is loosely based on me. I work on this video game, and so, and I'm in charge of build mode, which is where you build these things out of props that I built, and now I'm building the props that I built in a game in real life. It's mind-blowing. It puts your mind in a bottle. Mind-bottling. Anyway, yeah, so usually I do this kind of more realistic kind of diorama stuff. Terrain, rocks, ruins, that kind of stuff. Today, we are trying to do like a vinyl toy aesthetic version of that, right? So, new challenges, and we're kind of learning as we go. Okay, so I think this would be fine to just hand cut more or less. How's your stream? Let's see, did I get, no, it's not Clara. The I, the little dot above the I just merges in and looks like an L to me. I'll just go with Elven Blood. I'm pretty confident with that part. How was your stream? What were you doing? What were you making? Boom! Power! Yeah, I could just, I think there's no reason not to glue this down now? Question? I'll glue it down tentatively. Just a few drops. And now that I've actually made that cut, I want to sanity check again. I've clearly made a mistake or two in my time where I did not double check the proportions of what I was doing often enough. But this looks pretty good. This little box section in here is going to have LEDs in it and have my company logo Mythical on there glowing. And it looks like the Foreman fits in there just fine, so we're doing good. Broadsword Wargaming, yes, it is a funky model indeed. It's a fun, different, challenging aesthetic to try. Most of the stuff that I do is, you know, like this kind of guy, right? Where it's like super greebly little details everywhere, wrinkles and pores and all that kind of stuff. And then here it's just like the opposite of that. Just all smooth, broad shapes. Oh yes, there's all my stuff. Please check me out if you're into arty, creative, crafty stuff. A lot of it is very wargamey, applicable or adjacent. Okay. I have a YouTube channel with lots of tutorials and stuff. Okay, so I think I just need like one more sort of little rocky convolution there to sell what I'm trying to pull off here. Texas two-step here. Not the pie, but what everyone does in Texas when they cut XPS foam, they usually do an angle there, angle down, and an angle over. I'm assuming. I've never actually seen a Texan cut XPS foam, but I just get that general vibe from Texans that that's the way they do it. I lived in San Antonio for 5 years. You would think during that period I might have seen a Texan cut XPS foam, but nope, never happened. Yeah, okay, so actually this is making me think. I've got this line going this way. This one is going to kind of merge into it, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Like, it could continue down like so. The important thing is that when I put the layer on that has the text over this box, it's flat, right? So I can't have a horizontal line cutting through here. They all have to resolve one way or another. And one thing I could do is I can make this one can go down like so. And I want a little wider one. Cute. Yes, like cute. Might be at that stage where I'm ready to actually merge these two shapes. Have a thing down here, that would probably be helpful. Oh, I run out of memory card again. Hard to keep my memory cards sated. I guess they're overstated. They eat too much. Okay, let's see if I can get this one to work. We're so close to being done with this stuff. Nope, right error. Okay, I'm gonna have to investigate what the heck's going on with this guy. Oh, that's fine. Isn't that kind of... A little bit torn on this part. I want... Don't know what I want. Which is usually a good indication that what I want is two contradictory things. Okay, actually, I think, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick these guys together. Live with the consequences. What that essentially brings us to, I don't want to attach this yet. Fairly confident that would be a little premature. But I do want to stabilize this back section. It might be as easy as just wedging a couple bits of foam in here. Okay. I think this step then, which is essentially the blocking out, making sure that the proportions and everything are in place, that it more or less aesthetically fits with the subject matter that I've got going on. I think we're at a good place to call it then. So please, everyone who's watching now, who is into fantasy adventure novels, check out my fantasy adventure novels on Amazon, available today. These books are packed with illustrations that I've made. It takes place in a world that I've been world building for over 20 years. I have a co-author who makes sure that the writing is actually like super good. The characters are great and fun. It's got great reviews on Amazon. My YouTube channel, I do a lot of work on that, endeavor, making a fantasy franchise that I'm working on. And as well as my Twitch channel at Josh Foreman. I think later today, I will be streaming on that channel, Josh Foreman. I think I'm just gonna play some Death's Door. I have today off. I've been into that game, Death's Door. It's adorable and wonderful and great, and I want to play some more of it. So I'm going to be streaming that. Usually I stream art, but sometimes I do games. So come over and say hi there if you're into that sort of thing. And yeah, that's all my shout outs. We're good. We're ready to raid someone else, yeah? Let's do a raid. while we're waiting for that raid, I'm just gonna do another couple little diddly doos. Ain't no one's gotta pay attention. Just gonna do it.